You have a discovery call coming up. Now what? Hey everyone, my name is Sylvia and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm a social media manager and marketing coach from Portugal, and I love talking all about starting and running your own business, marketing yourself on Instagram and Upwork, and much more. So if those are topics that interest you, don't forget to hit subscribe down below so you don't miss out on my next video. Today we're going to be talking all about the different questions that you should ask a client or a prospect when you get them on a discovery call. This is actually a question that I got, a request for a video that I got in my DMs on Instagram. So I'll put my handle right here if you guys want to leave me any requests on my DMs or in the comments down below. Don't forget to do that and I'd be happy to make a video for you. Now, back to the discovery calls. This should go without saying, but you should always aim to get your prospects on a discovery call. First of all, it's just easier for you both to get to know each other and see if you would be a good fit for working together, if you vibe well and if you get along well. That's definitely important in a client-freelancer relationship. And second of all, it's just easier for you both to ask any questions back and forth without having to necessarily message back and forth, because that could stretch itself throughout the span of a few days. Now, that being said, I know this is a very common question, especially with newer VAs or service providers in general. What the hell should you actually ask when you get them on that discovery call? Because you know you want to show interest, right? You know, by asking questions you're showing interest in the job and you're showing that you care, but you don't necessarily know, okay, but what should I ask? You may be a bit lost, and this video is to help you out. I personally have my own list of things that I like to ask every prospect, of course, before I start working with them, and it ranges from more general questions about their business and about how they got started and their goals to things more specific to, for example, social media, which is the main service that I offer. But of course, these types of questions that are more specific to what you do will vary depending on the services that you offer, of course. But we'll get to that. I'd like to also say this, that 9 times out of 10, I aim to have my clients book their discovery calls through my calendar link. And in that calendar link, I'll put it up on the screen right now. It has a form that they need to fill out in order to book the call. So in that form, I ask more pre-qualifying questions that will help me prepare for the call. So you can see some examples going up on the screen. And if you're wondering, I actually use the Dubsado for my calendar booking link with that form that you just saw, and also for other client automations. And if you'd like to get the Dubsado for yourself, they actually have a very good free trial that gives you 3 clients for free. So it's not like you get a free month or anything. But if you'd like to get the Dubsado for real, I actually have a link that gets you 20% off your first year or month with Dubsado. So I'll put it in the description, or you can use my code, the Sylvia Pinho. Trust me, it's really worth it. The things that you can do with Dubsado are amazing and you won't regret it. I'm not just saying this, of course, I'm not sponsored by them, I wish, but that is an affiliate link. So if you click on it and if you join through my link, I do get a commission, but you get a discount as well. So it's a win-win situation. In this initial form that I sent to them through my calendar booking link, I usually like to ask more general questions, such as how they describe their own business or their goal with this partnership, the services that they need, or even their budget or questions that they have for me. But of course, if you don't have your own calendar link yet, or if they didn't fill it out, you can always ask these questions in the call itself. It's just, for me, it helps me to come prepared to the call and do my homework beforehand. On the actual call itself, I usually like to ask them specific goals with social media or overall business goals, or if they've worked with a social media manager before, or even any pain points that they have with social media right now that have led them to delegate their social media to, hopefully, to me. And once again, these types of more specific questions will vary depending on the service that you're trying to offer and what you need to know from them in order to provide them the best service possible. So you'll want to to do your homework, I guess, and understand what those questions are for your business and what you not necessarily need to know, because you can always ask those questions later, but what you would like to know in order to know if you are the right person to help them. And lastly, as a sort of an add-on, this isn't a part of the questions that I ask on the discovery call, but I do have another form that is sent once again through my Dubsado automation. Once the client says yes to working with me, I send them that onboarding form. So I have their answers kind of written down and on file so I can go through them later. And in this onboarding form, I usually ask for any competitors or any strategies that they've tried in the past, what has worked and what hasn't, how hands-on they want to be, like if they want to review every single post or just in the first few weeks. And then what I do is I take this information and I add it to the Trello board that I create for them, which I talk about in a previous video, which I'll have linked down below so you guys can check it out, how I take that information from the onboarding form to the Trello board. But yeah, that's basically it. That's basically what I ask my clients in a nutshell. Once again, this can be highly customizable for your specific businesses and your specific services that you offer. But I hope this gave you a good overall idea to start off and to create your own questions. You can take some of mine and mix with some of yours. And I highly recommend having it in something like a Notes app or your Word document or even a Google Doc, so you can go back to it. And what I do honestly is with every discovery call, I select which questions I want to ask this specific client. I don't always ask endless list of questions that I have. So that's basically it. Usually my client calls are around 30 minutes. Sometimes they go like 5 minutes long or 15 minutes long. I try not to do that, but sometimes we get carried away. And they do have time to ask me any questions that they have as well. And sometimes in the conversation back and forth, they end up answering a question that I haven't even asked, which is a sign that the conversation is flowing well, in my opinion. And then after the call, if they seem interested in my services, I actually send them a custom proposal within the first 24 hours. And then we go from there, of course. So if you'd like me to actually talk about how I go about sending their proposal and the template that I use, feel free to ask me down below or on Instagram, and I'll make another video for you guys. And that's basically it. If you like this video, don't forget to leave me a like, comment down below, let me know what you thought of it, any questions that you usually ask your prospects on the discovery calls, and if you have any requests. And don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on my next video. And with that being said, I'll talk to you next Friday. Bye!